Now in the Valley today, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton ready to face off in the first head-to-head presidential debate of the season in New York. We've got a full preview to get you ready before the action hits the stage. Plus, thousands of people gathered in Minnesota over the weekend to remember the life of Jacob Wetterling.
And your Monday morning starts off with some sunshine on the way. The wind, though, still a problem. I'll have more on your forecast coming up.
Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is the Valley Today on Fargo CW.
Hey, very good Monday morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley today. It is just past 7 a.m. I'm Kyle Bosch. Lisa Bedeau has the day off. In our election 2016 coverage this morning, tonight marks the first of 3 presidential debates, and it could be the most watched of all time. Many analysts believe that viewership could rival the Super Bowl. Jamie Yukas reports this morning from Hofstra University in New York with a look at what voters will be watching for.
A new Washington Post ABC News poll has Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump in a dead heat heading into tonight's debate. Experts say the outspoken Republican nominee, Trump, will have to demonstrate policy expertise.
His best lines of attacks are anything that accentuate her trustworthiness challenges and global disorder.
While Democratic candidate Clinton will need to overcome trust questions.
An overwhelming number of the American people think that the country's headed in the wrong direction. She has a huge disadvantage there.
But that hasn't stopped the two candidates from going after each other before taking the stage here at Hofstra University.
Clinton is putting billionaire Trump critic Mark Cuban in the front row. And Trump threatened to bring Jennifer Flowers, who said she had an affair with Bill Clinton. The Trump camp now says she won't be there. But the focus of the debate will be on a wide variety of issues, including national security, economic growth, and the country's direction. The vice presidential candidates spent Sunday talking about what are the best scenarios for their running mates at the debate.
We need to hear from these two candidates, and I hope and trust that the moderators will just facilitate that.
You're going to see him have to get into specifics, and Hillary too, right? Fair is fair. You got to hold them to an even standard. But we're going to see who can answer the specific questions.
The buildup to the 90-minute debate could mean more viewers than Carter versus Reagan in 1980, with Clinton and Trump close to each other on the debate stage and ready to rumble. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Hempstead, New York.
Now, yesterday, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump met separately with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Each used that meeting to try and show their knowledge of foreign policy and readiness to lead the nation. The debate is set to start at 8 tonight. Of course, you can watch it right here on Valley News Live. Well, let's get a first check of our weather on the Fargo CW half hour of the Valley today. We're joined by meteorologist Lisa Green, and temperatures really not that bad. When you factor in the wind, it doesn't exactly feel that great out there.
Yeah, it's still jacket weather for today, even though the sun is going to be out. So little improvements here. And today that will start with sunny skies, but of course, we're talking windy conditions too. Today's forecast for Fargo, we're going to enjoy some clear conditions. In fact, we're already seeing clear skies this morning and that sunrise, and we'll enjoy sunshine throughout the day. It's going to be a pretty nice one as far as that's concerned, and temperatures back into the low to even some mid-60s for highs. Wind will be out of the northwest into the 20s, gusting higher than that though, into that 30 to 40 mile per hour range. And we did see some 40s, even 50s yesterday. So this is a slight improvement on that coming up here. Here's a look at our radar. We're looking at some rain showers departing the valley. This is kind of left over from last night, that wraparound moisture that we were experiencing yesterday. Still getting some sprinkles, though, over toward Bedette in the Bemidji area. We'll be impacted by that from time to time today. You're going to kind of just be stuck with those clouds coming in out of the north throughout the day, whereas the rest of us do have clear skies, and it should be a lot nicer for us here throughout most of the valley. The strongest wind is closer to the center of low pressure that's creating that cloud cover and rain. So you're seeing those wind gusts into the 20s right now, a 26 mile per hour gust in Bemidji, 22 over in Thief River Falls. Those will pick up today. We're also looking at winds that are cool. We're in the low to upper 40s. And again, as we mentioned, that wind makes it feel even cooler. Your afternoon forecast, well, not bad, where we have sunshine, temperatures hitting 60 or warming higher than that into the mid to some upper 60s. And that includes much of the Red River Valley and off to the west, even in Lakes Country too. It's up north into the Lake of the Woods area where we're stuck in the 50s throughout much of the day because of the cloud cover and the sprinkles that are going to be sticking around as well. So not the ideal Monday, but little by little things are getting better, and we'll have more on the rest of your work week coming up.
Sounds good. All right, Lisa, thank you very much. We're following a developing story for you this morning. People in parts of Iowa are preparing for what could be historic flooding this week. Hundreds of sandbags are now piled up guarding the outside of the Paramount Theater in downtown Cedar Rapids. Volunteers there also help remove hundreds of seats from inside the building. It suffered $16 million in damage during the last flood in 2008, and this one could be worse. Forecasters are predicting more inches of rain to fall. City officials have asked about 5,000 people in the downtown area to evacuate. In Waterloo, Iowa, just to the north of Cedar Rapids, multiple bridges and roads remain closed this morning because of the high water. Also developing for you, protesters filled the streets of Charlotte, North Carolina once again overnight, but demonstrations remained largely peaceful. And the mayor did lift a midnight to 6 a.m. curfew, but a state of emergency remains in effect in the city. There have been protests every day since a black man was killed by a black police officer last Tuesday. Syrian activists say at least 26 civilians have been killed in renewed government airstrikes in the contested city of Aleppo. The fighting was going on as the UN Security Council convened an emergency meeting to talk about the violence there. The council, however, failed to take action because of continued divisions between Russia and Western powers, including the United States. Well, new for you this morning, the man accused in a deadly shooting at a mall in Washington state will make his first court appearance today. 20-year-old Arkan Seton was arrested late Saturday. He's accused of opening fire inside the Cascade Mall in Burlington, Washington, Friday night, killing 5 people. Police believe that Seton was the lone gunman in the incident, though the motive for the attack remains unclear this morning. The healing continued over the weekend for Jacob Wetterling's family as thousands of people gathered in Minnesota to remember the 11-year-old boy who was murdered nearly 3 decades ago. The public memorial was held at the College of St. Benedict in St. Joseph, Minnesota. Jacob was kidnapped back in 1989 while riding his bike with his brother and a friend. The man who killed him led officials to his body earlier this month after striking a plea deal. Now, family members and friends lit 11 candles on the stage to honor Jacob, while his mother, Patty, talked to the crowd and her son with a message of hope for other families who are dealing with similar situations.
Our hope and prayers go out for all the families who are still searching. We won't give up, ever. Jacob, we will always carry you in our hearts, and our love for you will never die.
Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton has declared October 22nd, 2016 as Jacob Wetterling Day in Minnesota. It will mark the 27th anniversary of his kidnapping and murder. Well, the sports world is mourning 2 big losses today. Miami Marlins star pitcher Jose Fernandez was killed in a boating accident over the weekend. Authorities say he was on a friend's boat when it hit a series of sets of rocks at full speed and flipped over. All 3 men on board were killed. Authorities say speed appears to be a factor, but they have not found any evidence of alcohol or illegal substances. Meanwhile, legendary golfer Arnold Palmer has also died. Palmer passed away last night in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from complications of heart problems. Known as the King, Palmer was among the most important figures in golf history, winning 7 major championships and 62 PGA Tour tournaments. Palmer was 87 years old. The search continues for the body of a Minnesota woman who was believed to have been left in North Dakota. The Cass County Sheriff's Office says 45-year-old Michelle Newell was last heard from on August 28th. They have linked her death to Timothy Barr of Lakeville, Minnesota, who has been charged with second-degree murder in the case. Now, an investigator says that one of the last areas that they had phone contact with Barr was in the Emden, North Dakota area back on August 31st. And they believe that Newell's body may have been left in an abandoned barn or farm building around there. Investigators are asking anyone who sees anything unusual to give them a call at the number on your screen, 701-241-5800. The North Dakota Highway Patrol is investigating a crash that left a woman hurt yesterday afternoon. 43-year-old Amy Hartsey of Castleton was headed west on I-94 near Tower City when she drove into the median, swerved in the ditch, and flipped her vehicle. Hartsey was wearing a seatbelt, but she had to be pulled from the vehicle. She was taken to a Fargo hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities say they believe a medical condition may have caused the crash. Well, Fargo police once again reminding people to lock their cars after another busy weekend of dealing with break-ins. So far this year, police have responded to 175 vehicle break-ins. That's up 25% compared to last year. Officers recommend that people never leave their keys or valuables inside their car. They also say parking in a garage or at least in a well-lit area can help prevent break-ins. Substance abuse continues to be a problem impacting people not just across the country, but right here in the Valley. And now the mayors of Fargo, West Fargo, Moorhead, and Dilworth are forming a blue ribbon commission to try and help address the problem. Their plans include things from prevention and early identification to treatment and recovery efforts. They will talk more about what they are planning to do at a news conference later this morning at West Fargo City Hall. Of course, we'll have complete coverage for you right here on Valley News Live. That big Yahoo data breach from last week, another reminder of keeping our personal information safe. So just how do we do it? The experts come from Consumer Reports have easy advice for everyone coming up next right here on